the end of time is actually something that is astrological and astronomically projected, which means that we have to look at the stars and the planetary energies and the signs. So the planets themselves have a relationship to a sign. A sign is obviously the time and birth that you was born through, where your sun was in a sign. So like Virgo, Sagittarius, Capricorn, what is happening right now is that the planets are in a certain sign, which is causing this effect of this new transformation of age and transformation of mind state. So here we are, we have Pluto squaring Uranus. What does that mean? Pluto is squaring Uranus in this time. The last time this happened was in the 1930s. Planetaries and planets energies actually have a relationship to one another. So we have signs and planets interacting with each other, giving you a energy field of emotions that you're feeling inside of you, and which is then reflecting on the outside in the outside world. When we look into the concept of this time frame, we can see a transformation is beginning to happen. When we have a square, first and foremost, we have a sudden change or an electrical change which must be expressed extremely potently, powerfully at now. It represents difficulties. Now, the last time when this astrological concept or astrological time frame happened was around the 1930s, if I'm aware. Let me read you something here. Now, for those that are not too familiar with Uranus and Pluto, they each planet have a meaning and they represent an energy. And now this is very real, because what happens in the sky happens on Earth. So Uranus and Pluto were square each other between the 1932s and the 1934. Although the aspects began to culminate as early as 1930, 1930 was the year of Pluto's discovery and is often linked to invention of atomic bomb, which is a symbol of Pluto's devastating power to destroy and rebuild. So Pluto is the planet of destruction, rebirth. It is also linked with intensity and deep emotion. Pluto is ruled by the sign Scorpio. Scorpio are very intense. So if you know a Scorpio, you would know how intense they are, how deep they can lead you into. Now that we know that, Pluto is the actual planet which rules that sign. So in the sky right now, Pluto is in Capricorn. Capricorn is a sign of structure. The structure always represents the government a lot of the time, and it represents that constant movement of structure. So that structure has to have a placement in it. The end of time, as we know it, what they call it, is actually based upon Pluto in Capricorn. A lot of people don't understand this. What is really happening is Saturn, the planet which rules Capricorn, okay, listen to this, because this is your sign, Capricorns, understand it, okay. So Capricorn, okay, is ruled by the planet Saturn. Saturn represents time. The end of time is linked to Pluto in Capricorn. So Pluto, the planet, is in Capricorn. Okay, Saturn is not in Capricorn now in the sky, but Pluto is in Capricorn. So this means that Pluto in Capricorn is bringing the transformation to the time that we are in. So the end of time is actually a transformation of the time that we're in to see a new time zone. Now, the square is actually between Uranus. Uranus is in Aries. Aries represents active. If you know an Aries person, they're very, very expressive, very, very aggressive, very, very sexual, some can be, very outgoing. So the aspect of Uranus in Aries squaring Pluto in Capricorn is actually Uranus is a planet of change, a planet. This is where you get the whole Obama effect. The whole Obama effect is actually to do with change. Now, if you saw around that time, was it Uranus was opposed? Now, where was Uranus? Was it actually Uranus was opposed Saturn at the time of the elections, and Obama was president? Now, this is already linking you to what's happening. Okay, so the square and the square between Uranus and Saturn, okay, Uranus and Pluto actually tells you that there is a transformation, and the transformation is sudden. The Uranus energy is telling you that the transformation is sudden. It's a sudden transformation. So the sudden transformation is where the end of time comes in, because now the aspect of time doesn't exist. The structure has to break from the old paradigm. This is why the whole concept of that structure, them saying that the old structure is now dead, and the new world order is about, really what they're doing is shifting the ball around, or trying to shift the ball around, but it's not actually working. Now, so the planetary energies are telling you what's happening in the sky, as above so below on Earth. So on Earth we know exactly what's kicking down. So the kick down is actually the end of time as we know it. So Pluto represents money. So this is why I say it's a very important date when we're talking about December 21st. We're talking about an end of an old structure. An end of an old structure. And obviously they've been talking about this and how it's been affecting us. So the end of this structure is now coming to this point where we are now becoming aware of value. Value is about to change. What we value is about to change. Now, what this time is going to tell you is, how much do you value your time? Your time is valuable. So if your time is valuable, then do you spend your time in the structure that it's in now? Do you still cooperate in the same structure? No. What Pluto is coming to tell you is that the structure is about to change. You have to change the way you perceive things. So if you still work under a company or under a corporate law or so forth, that is going to change.